Right, another little job in the workshop, and this is a little Tideway dinghy in the UK. Lovely little traditional built, mahogany on oak, 12 foot this is, lovely little sailing dinghy. They're their own class. We're just getting this in here for just a re-varnish really. I'm just washing the boat down currently, a bit of warm soapy water. The boat's been stored all winter and it's got that sort of greasy, dusty to it. I could have obviously pressure washed it outside before it came in, but it's been lashing down with rain and it's quite difficult to pressure wash your boat upside down when it's on a trailer. So just a light rub, warm soapy water. It doesn't matter about the water in the workshop, it's going to help keep the dust down. Bucket, sponge, warm water, bit of soap. That just gets all the grot off before we start the sand. So yeah, nothing too onerous. Just a methodical job. Well, surprise, surprise, it doesn't go as planned, does it? From here, this plank, they have a really nice coating on there, which is just a really nice sheen. That is just sanded with my little palm sander, 120, just to give it a key. Come up beautifully, thought it was going great. Then see this plank here, you can see it's slightly sort of milky in colour, just like these others. Well, what's happened is this finish here is a completely different and is been applied really well, whereas these planks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they've had another varnish applied, maybe a couple of coats, 1 week or something like that. That's been put on by brush, and you can just see here, you can just see this ridge. You can imagine the boat the right way up. That's what I would call a curtain. Basically it's a run in the paint, it's sagged down. Obviously the boat would be the right way up, gravity, and you've got this ridge here. Couldn't really see it before, but there's a number of those. So obviously you've got to sand that out, no problem at all, sand it flat. But the problem is that this finish coat that's on top of whatever is underneath, in places it hasn't been keyed 100%. So as I'm sanding here, suddenly I'll have a hole appear. You can maybe see this area here. You're sanding away lovely, then suddenly you've got a hole, and that's like the base coat, if you like, and this is this brushed on coat. And the trouble is, it just scratches off because they've missed keying this bottom layer, and it all just comes off like this. This is just on the land here. That isn't stuck to the coated there. As you can see, it's plenty varnish, it's shiny as well. So poor prep means that now I'm in a world of pain because I've got to decide how to go about this. So you've got to go a little bit careful. Ideally you'd get the hot air gun out and a nice sharp scraper and clean that back, but I can't do that because I'll be going down through the sort of patina of it. And we'll be getting back to fresh timber and it'll be like a new boat then. So you've got to be really careful. So I'm having to sand through it really. So yeah, here's a good example. These bottom planks here, they're lovely. That's just straight, that's 120. You can basically, a little bit more prep on there. That's a solid finish on and in the timber currently. Whereas these more opaque planks, I mean this shear plank for instance, I'll have to go down to 80 grit, which is a death knell for any varnish really, because you've now got to come back through the grits to get rid of all these scratches. Yeah, look at this, so you're sanding away, and I think part of the problem is, in terms of the previous prep, is that some of these planks, they're ever so slightly cupped. So if you're using a machine or a sanding block, then you're just going to sand this bit here and that bit there, the edges, and the bit in the middle doesn't really get sanded. But you think you've sanded it, then you varnish, happy days. But later on, so here, there's a hole. And you can see here's this sort of plug of varnish here, or finish. You know, it's a feather edge there, but this edge here, and it just scratches clean off. You know, so that hasn't stuck. So there's no point in me varnishing on that, because potentially it can come off. So I've got to go around and hand sand this back carefully without creating any divots, and just when that funny finish comes off, I need to stop, because I don't want to go through the finish that's underneath there. So yeah, tricky and a pain in the what's it, but hey ho, that's kind of what it's about, and it's what happens with redo jobs. Other people's work and all the rest of it is kind of expected, really. You know, I'm not complaining, I'm just sort of showing you how suddenly what you thought would be relatively straightforward is now more involved than you thought it would be. Ever thus with Boatwork, really. So I just need to sort of carefully, but you can see there's a patch there now. This is only a couple of hours of mucking about, really, but vagaries of an older boat. And nothing so straightforward when things aren't flat, and you've got to try and follow. You know, can't make things flat, otherwise, you know, we'd be sanding your heads off all the nails and things like that. So, yeah, there you go. We persevere, onward and upward. So yeah, let's see how we go. So it's just get the sprayer set up now, and get the first coat on. Okay, it's first sand between coats, so let's show you here. Just finishing up, I've sanded this side here just by hand, and the same this side, just got this last bit of the bow section to do. So I sprayed 3 coats on here, one after the other, 24 hours in between, no sanding. And I'm just going around now, varnish is just 240, and just a light sort of dust over, get any slight nibs off that there might be, the odd fly, little buggers, and yeah, so I'm just going to hopefully now, all being well, 2 coats. So we'll finish this bit here, and one now this afternoon, sort of it's early afternoon, and another one tomorrow, and hopefully that'll be it. My biggest fear will be any runs or dribbles if I'm not paying attention when I varnish, but well, when I spray, I mean. But fortunately, this is all looking pretty good. Sort of carry on, dusted down, hoovered up, and wiped off with all the thinners, things like that. So hopefully you're trying to get it as dust free as possible. Damp down a little bit as well. And over here I've thinned out my varnish, made sure it's all right for the sprayer, and we're just about ready to go. Got a couple of rags, got a filter there to filter into the cup of the spray gun. Goggles and respirator. So it's just a case of getting fired up now, test on my bit of cardboard, make sure the gun's working right, and I've got the pattern and the quantities of varnish coming through the gun okay. Let's go for it.
Let's have a quick look. So hopefully in the light, using the lights to see what we've got, any reflections in the paint, and hopefully a cursory glance, so we're just looking to see if there's any runs or any orange peel. Difficult to see, or any misses. So I think the name of the game is just trying to be consistent, really.
Right, next and almost final stage in the process. So hull was finished, and flipped it over back on its trailer, and now just a very sort of light whiz round of varnish just on these decks and side decks. So I just finished there with 240 just by hand, little pad, taped up, masked off. Obviously with the spray it's going to go everywhere, so this is going to protect the hull, protect what's on the inside there, and yeah, it should be good. So I'll get the tent back over and some lights on so we can see what we're doing, and just spray the top. So here we are, all nice and shiny. And they're just coming down. You can see the reflection of the mudguard there, and coming around to the transom. Yeah, reflections of the bench and everything. So yeah, pretty happy with that. Nice consistent coat all round. No runs or dribbles or anything, and any imperfections and things like that are sort of existing in a boat of this age, really. So without going completely mad and doing a complete refinish job, I think that's okay, and not looking too bad at all. So should look resplendent on the water this coming summer season. So hope the client's going to be really chuffed with that. So thanks for watching. I'm just going to sign off now with the usual subscribe if you want to follow along for more random videos of boat jobs. Thanks for watching. See you again.